Pues vamos a seguir con los gameplays, ¿vale? GreedFall es el título que acabo de descargar. Estamos a día 7 de enero. El juego está desde el 6, me parece, o el 5. Es un juego que yo tenía muchas ganas de jugar, ¿vale? No sé si entrará en la categoría de los juegos que luego me gustará o no, las cosas como son. A priori en los vídeos y en las cosas que he visto, de hecho en otros directos que he hecho anteriormente en Twitch, lo he comentado que tenía muchas ganas de jugarlo, que, que espero que no me decepcione, a ver qué tal está, etcétera. Entonces, bueno, vamos a probarlo, vamos a ver qué tal. Me quiero enterar de la historia, quiero sumergirme en lo que el juego nos pueda ofrecer, ¿vale? Como he dicho antes, me repito, el juego es gratuito, ¿vale? A los que pagan el PlayStation Network. Es uno de los tres que han dado este mes para Play 4. Y nada, vamos allá. Lo voy a poner normal, ¿vale? Tengo ya un compañero del Twitch, ¿vale? Que ya me ha comentado que ya está haciéndolo en extremo. Yo lo voy a hacer normal para, bueno, para familiarizarme. Icono indica se está guardando datos. No apague tu sistema de PlayStation mientras esté visible. Vale. Bueno, pues vamos allá. Sé que los combates se pueden hacer de distintos modos.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Vale, bueno, personaliza la apariencia de tu personaje. Buf, esto en vez de una mujer parece un toy boy. Cosa más fea. Preajuste. ¿Preajuste qué coño es? Ah, quieto. Pues... Uf. Uf. Rostro. Hola Canario, ¿qué tal? ¿A qué juegas? Estoy probando GreedFall. Cabello. Bueno, ese me gusta. Pelo facial. Oh. Bueno, no me gusta en verdad ninguno, ¿eh? Son todos más feos que su puta madre, tío. Color de piel. Color de pelo. nórdico. ¡Oh! Es tan blanco que es radiante el blanco, mira. Mamma mía, estoy por dar la tacín de los radiantes. Es muy, muy blanco, ¿no? Color de ojo. Vamos a ponerle un azulito. El mío es negro con el pelo blanco. No, si tú es que eres técnica. Vamos a ver. Guerrera, este prefiere estar orientado al combate cuerpo a cuerpo. Armas pesadas de una mano, armas blancas de una mano, armas de fuego, atributos, fuerza y constitución. Talentos recomendados, artesanía y vigor. Precisión y agilidad. Poder mental y voluntad. A mí me gusta más guerrero, traca, 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 traca. ¿Y ahora qué me dice? Vale. Puntos de salud, equilibrio, aumenta el PS máximo del equilibrio. Y este dice aturdir, daño a armadura. Vale, ¿cuántos tengo para repartir? Siguiente. ¿Cuántos puntos tengo? Puntos restantes, 1. Anda. Sí, lo he entendido. Me pone fuerza y constitución. Vale. Ahora me vengo aquí y está constitución y fuerza, sí, pero que como tengo un punto tampoco... No sé si ponerlo aquí o ponerlo aquí o voy a poner aquí. Porque tengo uno nomás, no puedo hacer magia. Vale. Vale, ahora aquí ¿qué dice? Carisma. Te permite fabricar pociones sencillas, te permite destruir muros débiles, ayudar a explosivos. ¿Y este? Bueno, este.
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lord, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We've nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Telemi and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lord. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir. Truly, I must be going.
My lord, please, I beg you. Her Highness personally requested I finish this.
Thank you, cousin, for
Qué
getting
feo
me
es
out
el
of
lío
that.
puta, Pero vamos, tampoco... Vale, misión principal, misión secundaria. Uy, uy, uy. Oh. Oh.
Hey! Green blood!
Cut.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your gold.
Oh, enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Ha! Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
Hostia. Hostia. Joder. Ah, vale. Mostrar información, poción de salud, usar, asignar. Como por ejemplo. Joder, tío, ¿dónde vas con ese espadón? Si es que esto parece la música de Curro y Nene, tío. ¡Venga ya! ¡Y te he dado yo, perro!
What a green blood.
Ah, pero que te tiene que
Me who
ganar.
thought myself a competent weapons
Ah,
master.
con sus muertos.
It's becoming a little hard to believe.
Don't add insult to injury. This is humiliating enough. We'll need to get you through the basics, or you risk getting your feathers plucked at the first sign of trouble.
That could definitely come in handy.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
A ver, habría armas de fuego. Armas de fuego, asignar. Y yo pongo para acá. ¿Por qué cuando le doy al botón? Pero como se usa el furia ese. Activar furia, L2. ¿Para qué te dispara?
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
It does, and I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
On the contrary, I'm thrilled that both you and Sir de Cossillon are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Ah, so the old goat is coming too. And there I was thinking I would die of boredom on the trip. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I have no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child.
Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill...
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my son has left on a mission to heal his people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here. Take this with you.
What is it?
A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you.
La madre da grima es muy fea, ¿eh? Sé que es una enfermedad. Vamos, yo no le doy un beso ni con un palo.
Now, be off.
Tiene la cara, había que ver si tu marido estuviera en vida en el sexo, tía. Claro, y la deja ahí en una habitación. Claro, si es que es lo mejor.
Kurt? It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You're right. Maybe he's already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Nivel de relación sospechosa.
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Theleme and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well. Do you think Constantine will be waiting for us next to the ship?
I don't know, but it's certainly worthy of inspection.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
To my help, and death to the others!
Me han atacado a mí. Esos hijos de puta, tío. Hongo yesquero. Hostia. Ese va a ser... Se va a hacer un buen mote para uno de ustedes, Guillo. El hongo... Madre mía. Hongo yesquero. No voy a hablar con ella, no me cae bien. En esta época se lavaba un poco. Anda que no tiene coles fuertes por los pasillos esto. extranjero otra vez. No sé si te lo he dicho, Sergi, no sé si... Bueno, a lo mejor no estás ahí. He pasado, vamos, lo pasa en automático. De vez en cuando un canal nuevo de YouTube, ¿vale? Lo he empezado de cero porque el otro llevaba muchos años sin subir contenido así ni nada. Y lo que voy a hacer es ir subiendo... Casi todo lo que voy a subir lo voy a subir después del... Es decir, hago el directo y después, ¿no? Lo subo. Incluso lo edito y después lo subo. Y otras cosas pues será contenido directamente a YouTube, ¿vale? Te lo digo por si te quieres suscribir.
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tirfredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do. Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, de Sardet.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade, I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that, I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tiefredi. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
No.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tiefredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
Madre mía.
And what of your war with Thélème?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tiafredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Thélème has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are, in fact, quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Bueno, ahora sí, ¿no?
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Goodbye, tío. Está quedando dormido ya, tío. Otra vez, con agacharme.
Is your hat out of style? Does your vest belong to last year's fashion? Welcome! It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with? Thank you for your visit. See you soon. Come closer now, good people. Don't be afraid.
Bueno.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
Ship. Not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Norts, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
Tú, Raiko, llegaste a la isla.
He could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. Might I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Theleme has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They were making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We, of course, refused entry. Only the Norts have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is sea-born. He is a Nort from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Teofredi?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land, and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail. Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age, hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes, quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'd be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
Here you are, to cover your expenses.
Excellent. Honest books makes for honest friendships. Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pint. Anything else?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tirfredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
With all these sailors coming and going...
Right. They say the treasure about... Ah, but you know...
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Greetings, Your Excellency. idea who I am? Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
That vulture of a tavern master was right. It is Constantine's voice. It's coming from the floor above.
It sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades.
Está mal hecho este con la espada, tío. Va pegando espadazos por todos lados y no se dan cuenta los programadores de eso, güey.
What a waste.
Mira la espada como la atraviesa el cuerpo.
Give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Follows. Tú sí que tienes un follows.
It's not possible just now. It's blocked. It's blocked.
Pues entonces...
It's obvious that he's a noble, a rich man. He needed to be taught a lesson, but it's better we grab some coin. With all those posters we posted, someone with...
Yeah! Oi! Where do you think you're going? You're in our territory.
I'm looking for my cousin, and it would seem that he is in this building.
That very well could be. We have had a guest since yesterday. A regular ladies' man in golden stitches.
That would fit the bill. I have no idea how he earned such a kind invitation, but...
Being born into silk sheets doesn't give him the right to insult his fellow man, or to show disrespect.
We know this sort only too well. Used to everyone doing whatever he says. But they're always a lot friendlier having learned their little lesson. Isn't that right, Chief?
That's right. But lessons have a price. So, if you want your drunkard back...
Gentlemen, you tire my patience. Free my cousin immediately.
Well now, take a look at this blue bird and his ruffled feathers. Looks like he's eager for his own lesson.
For my help! And death to the others! Ah!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Estás ahí tonteándome, tío polla. ¡O te mato! No, soy de ir despacito. Yo de escondido no voy por los... No me gusta, no me gusta. A mí me gusta más ir a cuchillo. Así que... A ver dónde está mi primo Constantin. Constantin. Yuhu. Constantin. Yuhu, yuhu. Bueno, a lo mejor está la llave por ahí. Espérate, Constantin, yo sé que tú estás ahí abajo. Vamos a irme a mirar por arriba. No vaya a que esté la llave por aquí arriba. Te veo que estás medio amariconado.
Locked.
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress.
Constantine, it's me!
My dear cousin! Oh, my lucky star! Always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We're departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you. I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. Enough said. Today we set sail for adventure. If you only knew how these river scum treated me. Do me a courtesy, good cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
There's no one left to pay, Your Highness. The brave Kurt and your cousin have already settled the books.
Really now? What a shame. I would have loved to have seen that. We've nothing left to do then than to board our ship. An adventure awaits us at the end of the street.
Ah, no, qué coño. No tengo las llaves para abrir, tío. Qué raro, ¿no? Ahora sí tengo la llave. Coño, ¿por dónde se iba, tío?
Selection, whatever you need to be. You won't regret this miraculous.
Sir? Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tir Freddy. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage.
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon. I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
Permission to board the ship. We are ready.
Certainly. But keep in mind that we'll be at sea for several months. If you have any farewells to make or any final business to put into order, now is the time.
You're quite right, I do have a thing or two to put in order.
Then be quick with it. There isn't much time left before the tide rolls out.
Be back soon, Captain.
Vale, ahora le cogió rollo a lo de las misiones secundarias.
The hiding place of this smuggler is filthy. But perhaps we'll discover some useful information.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Bueno. Vamos a ver.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Vale, a ver, lo que voy a hacer es que voy a dejarlo aquí, ¿vale? No sé si pondré ahora un Minecraft o un Call of Duty. Vale. Respecto a qué me ha parecido, bueno, está bien, ¿vale? No he podido profundizar mucho en lo que es el tema de las batallas y eso. Me gusta, ahora mismo me falta combate. No sé si cuando llegue a la isla habrá más combate. Gráficamente está bien, no está mal. Me gusta más que, por ejemplo, el último que probé, que fue el de Vampire. Me gusta más. La ambientación y todo eso también está bien. Y es un juego, pues, tranquilo, de mucho leer, porque no está traducido a español. En fin. Sí seguiré jugando, ¿vale? Por ahora le voy a seguir dando oportunidades y voy a seguir haciendo capítulo y gameplay de este juego, ¿vale? A ver también la aceptación que tiene luego en YouTube, si la gente lo sigue, le da, etcétera. Y lo dicho, termino aquí y pondré, pues no lo sé, todavía no me he decidido. Ahora cuando lo vea en el menú principal veré a ver qué le doy.